Well, hello everyone. As you can see, we're in the Yoda, the car. The reason I'm not on the bike today is because it's cold and windy and the sun's shining. It's beautiful, but the wind's blowing like 15 to 20 mile an hour, and it's only, at this moment, it's only 54 degrees, so it's a little cold. But anyway, we're going to do a little short adventure today. Because I forgot to get it out. Where's it at? Hello, little fella, where are you? All right. As you know, well, you may not know, I put a community post up saying I picked up my new action camera. Of course, I've got it in a waterproof case right now, so you can't see it that good. But we're going to take it out today and try it out. I've got a little spot I want to go to I haven't been to in many years. I'm not even for sure if I can still get to it, to be honest. Haven't been out there in years. So that's the plan. We're going to head out there, try out the new little camera. I can't pronounce the name, so I'm not even going to try to say it. The model is Brave 4, but the name is AKASO. I have no clue how you say that. But yeah, we're going to try it out. I went with a lower quality, well, based on my experience with GoPro, their quality is pretty garbage too. But anyway, I theoretically went with a lower quality, budget-friendly action camera that I feel like the average person could afford to buy. I tried to pick out what I consider a budget-friendly. Later on, I'll tell you the price of it. But I tried to find one that had some good features, but also I would say is budget friendly, that I feel like the average person could afford and go out and have fun with. So that's the plan. I'm going to head towards the location. There's really no name. I'm not just trying to keep a secret. The area I'm going to just don't have a name. But we're going to go out to that location if I can get to it. I haven't been out there in years. I'm in the little car, so I'm not even sure if I can get to it. But anyway, we're going to try to get out there to that, and then we're going to use the new little action camera. I'm sitting in the shade, so it's kind of dark, I know. But has a front and back screen, but we'll get into all that later. And we'll use it, just ramble like I always do, take some video. Yeah, hang on. Give me just a few minutes, and we'll start heading out towards the location. All right, see you in a minute. All right, I'm using the new camera, new GoPro. Well, it's not a GoPro. I can't pronounce the actual name of it. Now everything's going to look far away because it has that wide angle lens, and it won't let me use my external microphone, so I don't know how the sound's going to be. So we're just going to try it out. Let's head back here. Have I got everything? No. I don't. Give me just a second, folks. Alright, now we're headed back out here. I left my phone laying on the dash of my car. It's a good way to get it stolen, ain't it? So here we go. Show you. It's a pretty good little walk out here, as you can see. Some people do drive their vehicles out here. Because of all this, I'm not going to drive Yoda out here. Yoda is my adventure vehicle because it's cheap on gas. I can put $5 in it and drive for 6 months. I am not sure how this camera's going to show it, but there were some buildings over there. There was a building here at one time. You can see the steps. But what we're going to see is right over there. Excuse me. After we look at this, there's one more spot I'm going to try to go to. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm using my new camera I got the stabilization turned on, so I'm kind of letting the camera, I've got it on a selfie stick, but I'm kind of just letting it I don't know, flop around, bounce around to see how the stabilization does. So if it's all bouncy and crazy looking, that's the reason. But here we go. I'm gonna come out here and camp one day. The old school bus out in the woods. This thing's been here for years. I remember when I was a teenager, we used to come out here, hoot and holler and act silly. Yep. It's pretty neat, ain't it? You know, like I was crying about earlier, about people coming out and, you know, destroying the place, spray painting their names everywhere. Well, obviously, the locals have done it. But I want you to look. Look how clean this place is. No paint cans on the ground. No beer cans. No McDonald's bags. See how clean it is? See how the locals take care of it? That's the reason I don't want the whole world to know about it. You know, how to get here. Because just think. For example, let's say Cadillac Ranch. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. They just completely destroy that place. There's 18 truckloads of spray paint cans laying in that field. And people just, I've watched it because I've been there a couple times myself. And I watch them, they'll spray paint all over them cars and just throw their can on the ground. That's the reason I don't want to show how to get to this location. And I'm not even actually going to give it's not really a name of it. It's more like a nickname. But I'm not even going to give that. Because I just don't, I mean, hate me if you will. I just don't want everybody to know how to get here. Because I just, you know, I don't want to see it destroyed. Alright. Let's look around a little bit. Again, I know this video is not the most exciting thing in the world. It's just, mainly, we're just testing this little camera is what we're doing. And I don't know how the sound quality is going to be. It won't let me put my microphone to it. It says it supports an external microphone, but the one I have won't hook up to it, so it don't support mine, does it? Good. Right now the wind's blowing hard. It may be all crazy sounding, distorted. I don't know. This is my first time using this camera. I'm not trying to shield it. I'm letting the wind blow on it because I just want to see. You know, I'm testing it. I want to see how it handles the wind. I'm sure the wind's going to sound horrible on it because there's no kind of, well, people call them dead cats. I don't know, but there's nothing on it. It does claim it has noise canceling feature. So we're going to see how well that works. All right, now I got the camera. It's a long ways away. I'm just wanting to see how the sound is. It's see, arm's length. It's probably 3.5 foot away, something like that. Now this has a wide angle lens, or a fisheye lens, some people call it. So it's going to seem like it's further away than what it really is. I'm just seeing how the sound does. And yeah, that's pretty much concludes this test. I got one more. Hang on, let me get you a little bit closer. Let me tilt you a little bit. I got one more location I want to go to. This, I mean, we could explore here. We could have went down the woods and did whatever. Like I said, I know I've said it 15 times already, but right now we're just testing this camera. That's mainly what this trip's about. But I got one more place I want to go check out, if I can get to it. Like I said, it's been years since I've been out in this area here. Don't know what the conditions are, but we'll give it a try. So let me hang you up here. I'll get loaded back up in the car. We'll see if we can go get to the other spot. All right, we got to our next location. I was wanting to go somewhere else, but I couldn't get to it. There was a tree down across the road, so I've come to this location here. You gotta remember, I'm in Little Yoda, so I'm kind of limited to where I can go. And a little disclaimer, you're gonna hear, I reviewed some of the last clips from the school bus. You're gonna hear a little clicking or rattling noise. I figured out what it is. We'll talk about that a little later. Let's go check out this old church. Now I'm way out here in the middle of nowhere. Got sidetracked. Yeah, I mean we're out way out in the woods. Let's go through the little gate here. How do you open the gate? Oh, I got it open. We're going to check out this little church. There's some information over here. Hang on, you're going to hear a little clicking. I got it. Okay. That's me pushing the buttons. I found a lot of pros and cons with this camera. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. It's got a lot of good things about it, man, and it has a lot of bad things about this camera. But anyway, let's check this out. We're at the old St. Stephen's Catholic Church. Helping hands, volunteers tackle to daunting restoration tasks with sense of community spirit. Oh wow, that's what it used to look like. Before and after, it took 1 year and over 3,800 hours of volunteer work to transform the structure in the photo above to the restored church in front of you. That's what it looks like now. I'm trying to hold this camera as still as possible because something else I realized, the stabilization is not that great. Again, we'll talk about that later. Wow, this is pretty neat. Stuff like this fascinates me. I wished, just look at the surroundings. I know my brain's going 100 miles an hour. We are way out in the middle of nowhere, out in these woods. It took me probably about 35 minutes of gravel roads to get out here. I wish I could metal detect here is what I was going to say. It's not allowed. There is no telling what I would find in this ground. Let me peek in this window. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see. I'm going to put you up to the glass. Hang on, I'm going to click a button again. Yeah, it's a lot of glare. It's pretty neat. It's your typical old country church though. The reason I keep hitting the button is because the screen goes black and I got to kind of wake it back up. Something laying on the stump over here. Let's check it out. Oh, somebody placed some kind of, I don't know what you call that. It's made out of concrete. Something. It's not old. Somebody's made that, but it's still pretty neat. Look at the foundation. That's the way they used to do it back in the day. Wow, that is super neat. An old cemetery here behind it. Pretty worn. Some of them are just field stones for headstones. Let's see if we can find one we can see. See a date on it. I'm gonna click the button again, folks. Hang on. 1895. It says this has a touchscreen on it. The reason I keep hitting the button, it says it has a touchscreen on it, but I can't seem to get that to work. So I don't know. I'm gonna study it a little bit more. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Here's Anna, wife of Mike Stoker, 1857. Miss Anna. So it looks like to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 25 grave sites here. A lot of them just being field stones for head markers. This one here is fairly recent. When I say recent, I mean 1945, but 1860 to 1945. So yeah, pretty cool. This is old St. Stephen's Catholic Church and Cemetery. Man, I could live out here. I could live here very happily by myself. As weird as that sounds, I know folks don't understand, but I could really enjoy my own company out here very easily. You know, I could always go to town, you know, socialize and stuff, get my supplies, and then come on back out here. I tell you what would be spooky if I looked in here and somebody looked back at me. That would be, there's the pulpit. I don't know if you can see it. I know the glare is bad. I wish I could go inside. I can try the door, but I guarantee it's locked because people will just be tearing it up. We can try. Yeah, it's locked. That's good. It needs to be locked. Keep the yahoos out. Got the old stepping stone. Sidewalk going up to it. Years and years and years and years ago when I was little, I used to go to church just like this. It was Hopewell Hill. I think it was the name of the road. It was Hopewell Church. And it doesn't look like it today, but I remember when I was a kid, it looked pretty much just like that. A little bit bigger. I think, if I'm remembering right, it was a little bit bigger, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it out here. All right, I'm gonna turn this new camera off. Give me a couple pictures of this area because I think it's very pretty. And then we're gonna try to do a quick review on this camera. Let me click and wake it up so I can see when I turn it off. Okay, kind of took a few videos with the new camera just to show you how air freshener's hanging in the way. Kick them out of the way. Just to show you how it performs. All right, try to very quickly go over the pros and cons of this little camera. At the time of this recording, this camera was $89, but it had a promotional discount, $20 off. You know, you click the little box. I got it off Amazon. So it made it $69. Then with taxes and everything, it was $72.57, I think. 72 something at the time of this recording. So what it is, I think I showed you this earlier. Well, of course the sun's gonna be right here. It's the Brave 4. I'm not even gonna try to say that word, but it's your typical action camera. Again, let me stress, I tried to find a budget friendly, lower quality camera that I feel like the average person could afford and take out and have fun with. Yeah, I could have got me a DJI, it's hard for me to say, or another GoPro or something. You know, I could have went and got one of them. But I decided I wanted to get one that I feel like the average person could afford and have fun with. But it's of course, obviously I've already opened it up, but it comes pretty well packaged, and it has well, I'm not gonna drag it all out. If you ever had an action camera like a GoPro or something, you know it comes with all kinds, I call it fillers. They always send all kinds of junk that you don't need. You know, little, I don't know how to describe them, these things here. These things right here. It comes with 50 of them things, you know, different mounts and all that you're never going to use. You don't need. Um, I call it fillers. They just make it look like you're getting a whole bunch of stuff. It comes with all that. I'll pause it real quick. I forgot to get some of the stuff out. It lists on the box right here. If you want to see, you want to pause it and look at that real quick. But mainly, the only thing I use in it, all them mounts and all that, I don't use all that. Now, some of you might use it. It comes with a bicycle mount that you can put on your handlebars. Now, I don't need that, but some of you might actually use that. Of course, it has the remote control. I'll use that a lot. One thing I do like, it comes with 2 batteries. Most of these action cameras you buy only comes with 1 battery. This one comes with 2. And so far, I've used it about 35 minutes this morning, and it has a battery monitor on the screen, and it's still showing 80% battery, so that's not bad. It comes with a charging dock, USB. Now this is my cord. The cord it comes with is a little bitty. I mean, it ain't 4 inches long. I don't know why they send one that small. This is my cord, but your standard, I don't know the types. I'm not good with that, but it comes with that type. Focus. Well, that sun's kind of messing up. It's not going to focus. But whatever you call that type right there is what it comes with. And it'll charge both batteries at the same time. I do like that. Now let me stress again, I know I'm repeating myself. This camera has a lot of cons. It has some good stuff, but it has a lot of cons. But remember, it only cost me $72. Your typical action camera, say GoPro, they're anywhere from $300 to almost $500. The Hero 9 is still selling for $350. That thing's old. DJI's, I looked online, they're anywhere from $350 to $475. So keep in mind, this was $72. All right, sorry about that. I had to give me a drink. My throat was getting scratchy. As you see, my eyes all red, bloodshot. My allergies they're just tore up this time of year. No water in right now. My throat was getting scratchy, so I didn't want you to have to deal with that. But here's the camera. And it's dusty because we've had it out. Now, as far as quality, I've had I can't always say that, DJI. I've had one of them. I actually sold it. I didn't like it. And I've had several GoPros. The last one being the 10. Didn't like it. But they had some weight to it. Now, I don't know what they weighed. I'm going to say a pound. Maybe not quite that much. And then again, it could have been. This thing is like a piece of paper. It weighs nothing. And I'm not saying that in a good way. The case is it feels like very thin, cheap plastic. And again, let me stress, this is $72. Now, previous footage was done with this camera, so you've already seen the quality of it. It has a rear screen, 2-inch rear screen, and a small front screen. Has the up and down key right here on the side. That's control functions in the menu, you know, setting different settings and everything. Has that says OK on it, that key right there. That's for when you're in the menu, you pick something, OK. And the power button right here in the front. Also recording, so when you get ready to record, hit that. Has the remote control, like I said. The red is the camera, the gray is the video. Also comes with an app. I can't show you that right now because I'm actually recording this on my phone. It comes with an app that you link your phone or your camera to your phone. You can control all the settings on that app. You can also watch your recording live. As you're recording, you can see it on your phone. I like that feature. I played with that a little bit last night, but I noticed it does pull a lot of drain on the battery. I played around with it last night, probably, according to this, it actually has a little timer. It shows up here. I think it was like 28 minutes or something, and it pulled the battery down to 40%. As today, I just used the camera by itself. I'll have to actually look at the timer on here. I've got it turned off right now. Close to 30 minutes, and it still says we have 80% battery. So that live feature It pulls a lot of, I think it's because it's sending a signal to your phone. It pulls a lot of battery juice. All right, trying to make this quick because you know I like to ramble and I make everything long. In the previous clips, you heard a little rattle or a clicking sound. I previewed them, I looked at them and I noticed that. I figured out what it is. It probably ain't picking up on my phone recorder. It's this button right here, that OK button. I gotta hold it right here to hear it. But that microphone, which I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, the microphone's right there. It's so sensitive, it makes that rattling or clicking noise very loud, as you heard. It's that button right there rattling. So I think what I'll do, I kind of like this camera. I'm gonna tell you right now, I like this camera. There's a lot of cons with it, a lot of things I found wrong, but for the price, I really like this camera. But I think what I'm gonna do, just a little piece of Scotch tape, just put over that. I don't want nothing like duct tape, nothing really sticky. Just a piece of Scotch tape I'm gonna put over it that'll still allow me to use that button, that feature, but yet take that rattling noise out. So as far as the camera goes, I'm never prepared. I got a battery in it, but instead of pulling it out, I'm gonna pull the extra one out. Extra one, extra battery. Little bitty guy, but you get two of them. And I forgot to, oh, it says it right here, if I can see it. It's 3.7 volt, 1050 milliamperes. So they're pretty big batteries. Well, that's not a big battery, but I mean for this type of camera, that's a pretty big battery. And you get two of them with the docking station. I really like that. That's pros for me. All right, the cons. So the pros is you get two batteries, you get that docking station, remote, some pretty nice features. I like the app. I'm not going to cover the app. It's just too much stuff. Pretty much you link your camera to your phone and you can pull, you don't have to take the SD card out. You can pull your video or pictures off the camera through the link, linking it to your phone and transfer them to your phone. I like that. Trying to remember, I don't write nothing down. I just do it from memory, and I don't have very good memory. So we covered the docking station, two batteries, the price, the app allowing you all the features it allows you to do. That's the pros. I'm sure there's a couple more I'm forgetting. The cons, very cheaply made, very thin. I feel like if you drop this, it's over with without the protective cover. Either the waterproof case, which is pretty standard. Every action camera I've had has came with that type of waterproof cover. Looks identical to pretty much everyone I had. This case here, I've got it on my little selfie stick. This case here will not protect it. That's just so, you just stick it in there and that's it. That's just so you can hold it on a selfie stick or some kind of holder that you have. But you can see that screen's still exposed. The sides of the camera are still exposed and the front's still exposed. It's not going to protect it at all if you drop it. I heard a critter over there. That sounded weird. I don't know what that was, but that kind of spooked me up for a second. Some kind of animal over there. I don't know if it picked it up or not. But yeah, back to the camera. I hate to say it, it feels very cheaply made as far as the case. That plastic feels like, I feel like I could just crush it with my hand. That's sad because it has a lot of potential. But if you drop this, say, on the rocks, maybe in the grass, you'd be all right. But if you drop this on the rocks or in the gravel somewhere, I think this is going to break. Maybe not the case. It may take a couple of small drops, but this screen and that lens, that it's going to break. I promise you it will. So that'd be some of the cons. The sound quality, I know it's not the greatest. I understand. But I had this thing. It says you can use an external microphone. Unfortunately, mine don't work with it because SD card goes right there. There's your two hookups for external microphones or external battery, which I'll probably be using that a lot because I'm going to be using this on my motorcycle. So as far as the quality of an external microphone, I don't know. Mine wouldn't work. Stabilization. I had it turned on. It's not the greatest. As you see, now I was kind of moving it around, shaking it a little bit on purpose, just to make sure that it was getting moved around. I've reviewed that clip. Yeah, this thing was crazy. So the stabilization is not that great. Now, if it's mounted more solidly, maybe it might be better. We'll find out later on because I'm gonna be using this. I didn't get it just to test and throw in the closet. I'm gonna use it again. Let me stress, because I know some of y'all are gonna get hung up on the bad stuff. Let me stress: $72 shipped to my door, under $100 compared to your other action cameras that are $300, $400, almost $500. So it's not bad. It's not a bad camera for the price. Of course, most of the time, like on my motorcycle, I'm gonna have it in this waterproof case, which seems pretty standard to what I have with my GoPro, my DJI. And now this is pretty hefty. That's pretty thick. I feel like this could take a beating. And one thing I do like compared to my GoPro, the latching system, it has a two-part, what I call a two-part system. You have to hook the back. Well, it's hard to do when I'm not looking at it. You have to hook the back, so it hooks there, and then you gotta really press that down to snap it. I'm not saying that won't pop open, but my GoPro one, man, you just bump it, it come unlocked. So I do like that. And you can control all the functions while it's in the waterproof case. There's a button there for the button. The OK button is on top, the up and down, and then the power button. So you can control it while it's in a waterproof case. I like that. And of course, I kind of like this, although it will provide no protection for your camera. I do like that little mount there it has. So I'm going to count that as a pro, because I do like that. And this is that selfie stick I had it on. See how long it is. It's 2.5 feet long, plus the length of my arm, which I got a pretty long arm. So that camera earlier, when we was at the bus, I'm going to say almost 4 feet away, almost. Now, I didn't measure it, I'm just guessing here. And it still picked up. I was talking in a low, normal voice. Wasn't screaming, but I wasn't whispering, just a normal, low voice. And it picked it up pretty good. Now, I know it wasn't the clearest, most crisp audio, but I think it did okay, again, for the price. I think it did a pretty good job. So I'm not mad about that. Overall, now I know this ain't the greatest review. I'm just trying to do it really quick. Overall, I don't think, again, for the price, because I hate to have to keep repeating that, but people get hung up on the bad stuff and they can't get their brain to let go of that. For the price, as the time of this recording, on Amazon, purchase, taxes, shipped to my door, $72. I don't think you can go wrong with that. If you be careful and take care of it, it says, oh yeah, I forgot it. It's waterproof in the waterproof case. It had it meters. I converted on my phone to 35 feet underwater. That supposedly that case will protect it up to 35 feet underwater. Based on my phone conversion, it had it in 100 and something meters. I don't remember. It probably. Let me look at the box. Let me stick my head in your face. Get the box. See if I can do this real quick. Battery, control, mounts, clip, blah 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 blah. It don't say it on the box nowhere, but something I did. Splash proof remote. I didn't notice that. But something I did forget. I don't never use it. It don't really mean a lot to me. It can shoot at max 4K 30 frames per second. The pictures are 20 MP, and it has 6 times zoom. Now that 4K 30 frames per second, I don't use that. I use 1080p. I'm old school. I stick with 1080p for a couple reasons. One, one reason why I use the 1080p, because I'm usually in a remote area like this. I use the hotspot on my phone to upload a video, like if I'm out camping or whatever, and it makes it a lot easier. And two, most people, not all, but most people can't even watch a video in 4K. Their phone don't support it. Um, I know most of your TVs, for the ones who watch on TV, I know a lot of TV are 4K now, but a lot of people don't have that. They're still rocking that old school TV they've had for 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. So they're not seeing the video in 4K anyway. A lot of your computers, I know people watch videos on laptops and computers. Yes, your new ones are 4K and even higher. I've seen some are 8K now, which nobody's shooting video in 8K, so that don't mean nothing. But a lot of your older, when I say older, just a couple of years, because computers move so fast, a lot of them's not even showing video in 4K. So I don't use the 4K setting, mainly because it makes it harder for me to upload, and two, it just 4K shooting in 4K just kills your battery. It just drains your battery fast. So I just stick with 1080p. I'm old school. Works for me. I'm not making, Hollywood quality movies, videos anyway. I don't have a team to help me edit, and I don't have all the lighting. I don't have $1,000 in these lights to set up. I'm not concerned with all that. So why shoot in 4K when it's not going to make a difference for me anyway? So anywho, my final thought on this, I can't pronounce it. That word right there, well, there you go, focus. Have you say that word? The motto is brave forward. My final thoughts, I like it. Now, like again, I'm gonna say, it has quite a few pros, a lot of good, but it also has a big list of cons. A lot of things I found wrong with it. Some of it I feel like I can adjust and fix, like that little button that rattles. Honestly, I've a little piece of scotch tape over that. Fixed. Other than that, for the price, I don't think you can go wrong. Even DJI and GoPro don't give you two batteries and a docking station. That's pretty cool. I like that. And I'm gonna use that a lot. So I say buy it. If you're looking for an action camera on the cheap, if you can't afford them expensive name brand ones, big name ones, based on what I played with it yesterday, last night a little bit, and today. Based on what I've seen, if you be extra careful and protect this camera, and I don't know if it'll fit this, but I do know Amazon sells rubber or silicone covers that covers it up, but yet leaves this exposed and leaves the microphone exposed. If you can find one to fit this, and I may look myself, and take extra careful not to drop this on the ground, or keep it in the waterproof case, say you're skiing or riding four-wheelers in the mud or whatever, keep it in this. I think you'll be just fine as far as protecting it, keeping it from getting damaged. If you'll do that, I don't see where you can go wrong with this camera. I say get it. If you're looking for an extra camera on the cheap, you don't have a lot of money, can't afford to spend $300 or $400 for one, I say buy it. I think you'll be pleased with it. If you can work around a couple of the little ticks and twerks, like that the button that rattles, and I'll admit the picture quality is not the greatest. It's pretty good. Again, for the price, it's pretty good, but I understand it's not the greatest. And it has the wide angle lens, or fisheye, some people call it. Now in the menu, it has 3 settings. It has normal, wide, and super wide. Now I put it on the super wide and left it there because I played around last night. On the normal, you can't see nothing. You're literally, it'll barely focus in on the face. I think that's for up close stuff, for whatever you might be doing. The wide, I didn't try. I put it on super wide, and it makes things look really far away, but that's pretty typical on these action cameras. You can also use it as a dash cam. It has the looping feature where it just keeps recording. I think it has I believe it's based on the SD card, but based on the one I have in here right now, I just grabbed one out of one of my trail cameras, put in here. I think it's 64. I think it's what it's in here. Based on it, I have 3 hours of recording, and it starts, deleting or recording over the, the start of the original loop. I don't know how to say it. Just makes a big circle. So it can be used as a dash camera too if you want to. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of my little review. If you're looking for an extra camera on the cheap, you don't have a lot of money to spend, I say get it. I believe you'd be happy with it. Like again, I said, it has a few little quirks and ticks you got to work around or maybe fix, like the button, Other than that, for the price, I think you'll be happy with it. I say get it. I believe someone can get this on a little family vacation, kayaking trips or bicycle trips or even motorcycle trips. It'll work just fine. Well, now the motorcycle, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. We're going to find out. It's a little too cold for me to be riding today. I just don't feel like putting all that gear on and all that. It's one of them days to wear on a motorcycle. You need to wear your gear because it's kind of cold on a bike. But as soon as you stop, the ambient temperature, you'd be too hot and taking it on. I just don't feel like messing with it today. But we're going to try it on a bike. With this stabilization not being the greatest, I don't know how it's going to work on a bike. We're going to find out. But other than that, I feel like you'll be pleased with it. Like I said, just little vacations. Maybe taking the family to Florida and you want to play in the ocean, put it in a waterproof case. I think you'll be happy with it. Go ahead and get it. It does have a 30-day warranty, or you can purchase for, I think it was $8. You can buy a 2-year extended warranty. For the price of this thing, I wouldn't even mess with it, to be honest with you. The hassle you have to go through, sending it to the company, and, if they'll even honor it, getting it fixed, send it back. I wouldn't even mess with it. For the price of this, I wouldn't even worry about it. Just be careful with it, take care of it, treat it like a newborn baby. I think you'll be just fine. So anyway, that's my review of this AKASO camera. I don't know how you say that word. How do you say that word? What little bit I've used it, I like it. I think it's going to work just fine. If you're looking for one, give it a try. There you go, folks. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Beautiful day. I'm already going to go find some water somewhere and hang out. Just relax. And hope you do the same. Hope you get out today. Whenever you might be watching this, if the weather permitting, get out. Go explore. Go find an old church to look at. This place is pretty cool. Go by the water. Find you a pond, creek, river, water hole in the Walmart parking lot. Find you some water. Put your lawn chair out. Just sit down and enjoy the day. But anyway, until I see you next time, appreciate you all coming along. Want to say hello to my friends, my family, subscribers, anybody who may be stopping by. Until I see you next time, God bless you.